Hello, everybody. I'm back with my scent of the day, and I only got three more Vetivers to do. I have two more on order, but I have three more to do. And today is the Creed original Vetiver. I think it's the one from 2004. I got it on Fragrance Net. I got a decant. And this is really interesting. This is a very interesting one to wear. I mentioned the other day that when I was doing a review of one, of how Vetiver's in a lot of things, and I don't consider everything a Vetiver fragrance that has Vetiver in it. And I mentioned too there that I said Green Irish Tweed and Shave On, Bond number 9 Shave On. Shave On has Vetiver in it, and Green Irish Tweed doesn't, or it doesn't have it listed. And the reason I'm bringing those two up, I wouldn't put either one of those in my Vetiver list. But this smells almost the same type of green as those two. I wouldn't, if I had worn this and it didn't have the name, I might not have put this on my Vetiver list. And it's a shame because it really is Vetiver centric, because what's key about this is that it uses all three parts of the Vetiver plant, from what I understand. And that's a whole nother issue. If you go look at the notes in different places, there are different notes all over for this. And I might even have to pull up my paper because what I finally did is I just went to Creed's list and just looked what that had because I couldn't really figure it out. I might get this instead of Green Irish Tweed and now get Shave On. That's just me. That's what I think I'm going to do after wearing this for about an hour and smelling it, because it does have that beautiful, beautiful smell to it. And I wouldn't consider it, in my opinion, that Vetiver smell, even though I know some of this smell does come from the Vetiver plant. And that's because, supposedly on the top, this has Vetiver leaves, which is the more, green part of it. And then it has bergamot, it has bitter orange, and it has mandarin. And then according to Creed, it lists two peppers in the middle. It lists pink pepper, and it lists white pepper, and then it lists coriander, and I don't get any of that. I mean, it's there probably, but I don't get any of that. And then on the bottom, it lists, on the base, it lists vetiver, and then a specific type of sandalwood from a specific place in India, as well as a specific type of musk, Tonkin musk, and then ambergris in there. So that's what they list. But on the other ones, people talk about ginger. Ginger's in there and giving it a zinginess. I guess, I get some zinginess from this, but Creed doesn't list that. So I don't know. And some people even say, well, Chinese ginger. And I'm like, oh, Creed doesn't say that, but could be. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I don't know anything about fragrances and all that. My nose isn't that sophisticated that I could figure all that out. Mostly what I smell is accords, like most people. And I could, if I see a note in there, I could probably pick that out. But even that's misleading, because if you really follow fragrances and learn a little bit about them, you learn that ingredients make up those notes, not actual, they don't just squeeze a lemon and that's the, sometimes they do, but that's really, they use chemical ingredients to make these things. I'm not saying Creed does that, but a lot of times that's what you're smelling. Because some of this stuff you can't even use anymore. It's forbidden. So anyway, that's just a little thing I've learned with fragrances. And as I said, this is a really, really nice one. This one, this isn't like, I could wear it at the office, but this isn't the office thought I get of wearing Vetiver. This goes in a completely different direction. And it's really nice. I could see myself wearing this, taking this down to the shore with me. Even though it's that green, you would think more springtime. I think this would be really, really nice at the shore. I'll probably, I'll have this decant, probably carry this with me because I really like it. I gave it an 8, but I'm really thinking more a 9, and Miss Floss gave it a 9. And with that, the other thing I said about Vetiver is when I started this off, I mentioned two reviewers I follow who I said, if you really want to learn about Vetiver, you may want to go to see some of what they're saying. And, that was Sebastian Jarrett, a perfume guy, and Max Forte, who has a lot of Vetiver things. But now that I've been on this journey, I mean, a lot of Vetiver is, not just masculine or feminine. It's in a lot of different fragrances. And so, you know, I've been seeing a lot of different people are doing this. And I want to shout out to a few people that maybe you could look, because a lot of people have Vetiver list. So I might have to look down again. Two of these I know. The Groom.room, and that's Dave. He has a list of Vetivers and some really good ones, some really interesting ones, something I was interested in myself in buying, and I'm probably going to get. And then there's Chad, A Gentleman's Journey. He also has, I think he has one from 2022, a Vetiver thing. And then there's Kristen, the Beauty Meow, and she's a female one. I've just heard of her. I just found out who she is, you know, but because of Vetiver, and that's how I found out who she is, and I follow her now. So those are three other ones. And then if you want some more that are those big, you know, people that a lot of people follow, you know, Ross will say he's challenged by Vetiver. You know, I've heard him say that, especially like if he watches an Encore Noir, he mentions that in there, that, you know, it's not a fragrance that he gravitates to. But he wears it, just like, you know, I'm challenged with rose, but I have a few roses in there, and I'm tobacco. That's not my choice, but I have a few tobaccos because I could see times I want to have that to wear. But there's other people who are in Ross's vein, like Dallas, you know, Chaos Fragrances. He has come to like Vetiver, and so he has a couple videos on Vetiver, and that would be the same with Ashton, you know, Ash from Jensen. So I think he also has some of this. And the reason I'm saying that is because with the first one I mentioned, Dave from Groom.room, he mentions that himself. He says he originally wasn't into Vetiver, and then he's since developed a love for it. So that's a thing. And that's the thing about Vetiver. You know, you don't have to be any age to like Vetiver. Vetiver's been around forever. It's not a thing based on sex, you know, because it's in many female marketed fragrances. It's in unisex fragrances. It's in men's fragrances. You know, it probably goes way back to way before civilization. People were. I have a dog that I had a dog. I used to take her to the park, and she was like a hunting dog. And she would, every once in a while, let her loose in the forest, and she would find the stinkiest pile of whatever, and she'd roll around in it, and then I'd have to take her home and give her a bath. Well, that's how I think of Vetiver. Not that it's stinky, but Vetiver's been around so long and been used as a cologne for so long that I could see cavemen and cavewomen rolling around a pile of Vetiver just to get that oil on them and smell good, because it smells good on the human body. So that is what I think of Vetiver. I don't think it's manly. I don't think it's feminine. I think anybody can wear it. I think it just, you know, it smells good, and that's why they discovered it as a fragrance for people, men and women, old and young. And I think it'll always be a fragrance for that. And I don't think you should say, oh, that's an old man's fragrance, or that's a businessman. I'm not in a business attire, and I'm wearing Creed Original Vetiver today. So that's for my grandkids. That's not for all you fragrance people watching me. Just want my grandkids to know that, you know, not to label things, you know, men, women, whatever, or old, young, because, you know, when you do that, when you start putting things like that and putting labels on, you may miss out on a lot by doing that. So for my grandkids, you know, never judge by a group, even though I'm grouping my Vetivers. So, yeah, that's just for me. I'm going to group my Vetivers. So with that, please pray for peace, and also help me be kind. You know, I still have to work on that, and I'll have to work on that until they put the dirt over my face. But I am working on it, and I hope we all work on that, because if we really want peace in the world, it all starts with me. You know, and if you're watching and you assume it starts with you, that's a really good thing. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow with my next one. Thank you.